Okay, after you've done a few experiences with the breathing, the next thing you want to do is get into the world of the cold, which sounds insane, but somehow it causes you to breathe in a way that you've never been able to breathe before. And not only does it help you to deal with the cold, but then it changes the way that you breathe 24/7. There's definitely studies, lots of studies that show the improvement, but what I have found is maybe there's like a smart way to get going. So this is what I would say. The very first thing that I would do is get a regular sized bucket, a bucket that you would wash a car with, and just fill it with cold water, as cold as it can come out of the tap. Maybe add 1 or 2 ice cubes just for psychological power. But anyway, then what you're going to do is I do both feet together, but in the beginning, it's probably smarter to do 1 foot at a time. Just put your 1 foot in there and see if you can do 1 minute or 2 or even 3, depending on if it's just the tap water. It's going to be cold, and it could be quite an experience for some people, but it may not be that bad for some. So you either do 1, 2, or 3 minutes. You take your foot out, you dry it. It'll take a little time to get the blood flow back into it. It'll probably be a little red, but then it will feel better. If you breathe during any of these steps, you'd be surprised how much quicker it takes effect. Okay, so the next level would be put cold tap water in and then add enough ice that the entire top layer of the bucket is ice. It'll definitely be colder. And the idea is to repeat the same thing. Oh, I didn't say this before, but the idea is you would do either 1 foot at a time or both feet, then do your hands. I like to kneel next to the bucket and then stick your hands in there. Again, either 1 or 2 or 3 minutes based on what you can do. The first time you do it with the ice here, that might be more difficult to do beyond 30 seconds or a minute or 2 or 3. But over time, that would get easier. Now, honestly, once you get doing it, the cold in the water really isn't that much of a challenge. So what you do is you add 3 tablespoons. It's probably, I don't know the exact amount, but at least good 3 heaping tablespoons of salt into the water. I don't know. I went to Catholic school, so I don't have the best science education, but for some reason that changes the chemical reaction of the water and the ice, and it gets significantly colder. You'll notice, I think it's like 10 degrees difference of how much colder the water will be. Same thing you would do left foot, right foot, separately or together, and then your hands. And basically, this will get you into the mindset. I would imagine for a lot of people, it will actually hurt at the beginning. And then the idea is what happens is your little arteries in your hands or feet, they constrict, so the blood is not there. But if you can relax, which is hard to do because you're cold, but the idea is if you breathe, especially this kind of breathing, like, I don't know how to explain it, but what happens with me is after about 10 seconds, like at first you're like, oh crap, that's cold. As soon as I start breathing like that, it's almost like someone went in and heated the water up. Like all of a sudden I'm like, oh crap, it's not cold anymore. If I take my feet or my hands back out and put them back in, I'll be like, oh no, it's still damn cold. It's just that the breathing actually works, and it really forces you to concentrate on that deep breathing. And this is like kind of the exposure that you want to get, so that later on when you go to take either a cold shower, which is an experience in itself, or to soak in an ice tub, kind of like the picture of Wim Hof here. They call him the Iceman. Before you're going to do anything like that, these steps would get you into the world of the ice, as I like to say. Okay, hopefully this helps.